Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Welcome to Quant Ponder. Today in the DLD, we'll discuss how binary data is represented by electronic components and devices. First of all, it is a history that we use to represent the binary data with electromechanical devices, that is switches and relays. Now, switches even today, if you put the switch on and the light is on, that means it is binary 1, and when it is off, that means it is binary 0. Relays you must have seen in your UPSs, even today they are being used. But this is history, it is not being done today. Then next comes the transistors. And if you see the diagram, on the left hand side there is a transistor is shown, but then there is a symbol of transistors, that is NPN transistor. Now if you see, if it is lying just like that, it is not being operated, that is, it is not in operation form, it is in cutoff state. Then on the collector you find the voltage, whatever you have supplied the voltage, that is that voltage, they say 5 volt between the collector and the ground, and that is basically position 1 or logic 1, you can say. And when you apply the positive between the base and the emitter, because it is an NPN transistor, so then it is basically you can say the transistor will start conducting and it will go into the saturation state. Now when it goes to the saturation state, you must have studied in the electronics. Now that means that it is short circuit, and when it is short circuit, it means it is indicating 0. Then on so many, when you combine so many transistors, diodes, resistors, capacitors, inductors, all these things you have studied in your basic electronics, then you have the ICs like the metal oxide semiconductors or things like that. Okay, and these ICs, you see, they are then giving you the logic 0 or logic 1. Okay, now the way the time it takes, basically these transistors to go into the saturation stage from the cutoff stage or vice versa, that can be as low as 10 raised to the power minus 19 seconds. So you can well imagine the time it takes as far as the digital circuitry is concerned, and the representation of the data is concerned. Now we see the positive and negative logics. And the definition of the positive logic is that when the most positive of two voltage level is assigned the binary 1 state, it is positive logic, and vice versa. Now if you see the positive logic, binary 0 is plus 0.1 volt and binary 1 is plus 3.3 volt. So definitely plus 3.3 volt is greater than positive 0.1 volt, so it is a positive logic. Similarly, binary 0 is minus 5 volt and binary 1 is 0 volt. Now if you see, the 0 volt is greater than minus 5 volts, so that is why it is positive logic. Similarly, binary 0 is positive 2 volt and binary 1 is positive 14 volt. So definitely positive 14 volt is greater than positive 2 volt, that is why it is a positive logic. Now coming to the negative logic. Since we said that it is vice versa, that here when the positive is assigned, more positive assigned to binary 1, then it is going to be you can say negative logic. No, the more positive logic is assigned to binary 0, then it is negative logic. Just see, binary 0 is plus 3.2 volt and binary 1 is plus 0.1 volt. So definitely, positive 0.3.2 volt is greater than 0.1 volt. Both are positive, but then it is a negative logic because binary 0 has been assigned plus 3.2 volt. Similarly, if you see, binary 0 is 0 volt and binary 1 is minus 5 volt. So obviously 0 volt is greater than minus 5 volt and it has been assigned to 0 volt, binary 0, that is why it is a negative logic. Similarly, binary 0 has been assigned positive 14 volt and binary 1 is positive 2 volt, and that is why it is a negative logic. Next we come to the parallel and serial data representation. Now if you see the diagram on the left hand side, it is basically the serial connector, and on the right hand side if you see the wave shape is given, which is transmitting the data, representing the data in a serial form. You can see the MSB 1 0 1 1 0 0 1, and then obviously it is the LSB or least significant bit. The lowest level is 0 volt and the highest level is positive 5 volt, and the duration of a particular bit is 1 microsecond as shown in the diagram. The only thing which you have to remember is that whenever the data is being transmitted, the MSB is transmitted first, and it goes, you can say, from right to left. But when you see it on the oscilloscope, it will go from left to right, you must have seen. And that is why sometimes when we are interpreting, particularly in the assembly language, when we are debugging actually programs, and the data is being transmitted, there a lot of confusion can arise. So you can remember this thing, that on a piece of paper the MSB is coming on the left hand side and it is getting out, and then the 0 and then 1 1 and then 0 0 and then 1 and then LSB. And similarly, but if you see on the oscilloscope, data will be entering from the left hand side and it will be going to the right hand side. That is, the MSB will take the position of LSB and LSB will take the position of MSB. And there we try to we have to be very careful while you can say interpreting the data. Okay. Now in this case, single channel is required for the transmission. One set of circuitry data is required for processing, because since it is single bit which is being transmitted or processed at the same time. Similarly, it is the simplest and economical, because since it is a single channel, so it is simple and economic. But then transmission and processing time is more, because it is one bit at a time which is being transmitted as well as processed. But then that time spent is worth, you can say, when you are traveling hundreds and thousands of kilometers on a single line. You can't obviously afford the parallel data, or you can say more a number of bits. So next we see the parallel data, and in the parallel data all bits are transmitted and processed simultaneously. Now if you see the diagram, the first diagram on the left hand side below in the blue color, it is basically the connector of, you can say, the parallel data. Now if you see the parallel transmission, now here are not approximately 25 ports, and in the serial you must have seen there are only 9 ports. So if you should see the diagram on the right hand side and in the corner, now it is the parallel transmission of data where all the 8 bits are shown and they are being transmitted simultaneously. Similarly, they are being processed simultaneously also. Thus, we require more digital circuitry, and it is complex, and obviously it is expensive. But then at the same time, when you spend more, it is the speed which we are getting. And basically the application are distances, because when we are talking of the serial data, we are transmitting at longer distances, but when we are talking of the parallel data, it is the shorter distances, that is from your computer to the monitor, or from your computer to another computer, or things like that. So that is where we use the parallel data. Next we come to the logic circuits. Now there are two types of logic circuits. One are the decision making, another is the memory. And this is exactly we the human beings also do. That we have the memory, we store the data in the memory, and then we make use of the data when we are taking the decision. Similarly, in the DLD or in the logic circuits, in the decision making, we have got the gates, and when so many gates are combined, that is, they are known as are connected together, they are known as the combinational circuits. And in the combinational circuits, if you see on the left hand side, the gate is shown, and there are so many inputs. Okay, that is 2 or more inputs, but there is only one output. But if you see the parallel circuit which is on the right hand side, that is the memory, that is on the right hand side, we store the data in the binary form, and we store it in the flip-flop, and so many flip-flops, they make the sequential circuits, and they store the data in the counter, they are known as the counter. They shift the data, they are known as the shift registers. And similarly, you know, this data in the digital equipment, we try to use the diodes, transistors, resistors, capacitors, inductors, and integrated circuits, which you must have seen. You can say you must have studied in the digital electronics course or analog electronics course, and we have mentioned it also in the previous slides. So this is, you can say, as far as the logic is concerned. Now we'll see some of the solved examples where you can practice. They'll help you during the for preparation of the home assignments as well as for the exams. So first thing is add 0, 1, 0 and 1, 1. So we take 0, 1, 0 plus 1, 1, 1 is equal to, it is just like the decimal that we store it, and it is equal to 1, 0, 0, 1. The only thing is that here we are saying that carry is generated in bit 1 and bit 2. Now why I am saying bit 1 and bit 2 and not bit 0 and bit 1, because so that you are not confused. Otherwise, strictly speaking, we talk from bit 0, that is 1, the first one, and then bit 2, which is bit 1 basically, that is the second one. But we'll, for our ease and understanding, we'll say the carry is generated in bit 1 and bit 2. Okay. Now add, question 2 is add 01.101 and 11.001. So 01.101 plus 11.001, and if you add it, that is equal to 100.110. The only thing shown here is, otherwise you know how to add it, that carry is being generated before and after the decimal point. This is what you have to remember. Question number 3 is represent 1111000 in true magnitude form, 1's complement form and 2's complement form. Now in this case, the MSB is sign bit. The true magnitude form is 56. Okay, and obviously it is positive. I would have not even mentioned 0, but since it is positive and I am just mentioning it, that 0 is the sign bit. Thus minus 56 is 111000, and the sign bit changes from 0 to 1, as we have already seen, because this is a magnitude. 1's complement of minus 56, we don't touch the sign, but then we invert all zeros into 1 and 1 into 0. So that is, you can say, of 56 is 0 0 0 1 1 1 1, right? So that is 0 0 0 and 1 1 1. And 2's complement of minus 56 is that in 1's complement you add 1, and that is 0 0 0 1 1 1 plus 1 is equal to, now sign bit we don't touch, and it is 0 0 1 0 0 0. So sign bit does not change in all the three forms. That is what you have to remember. Next, question 4, and we try to add plus 8 and minus 3. So obviously minus 3 will be in 2's complement form, as we said that when we are adding the numbers, then negative numbers are in the 2's complement form, because basically plus add plus and minus 3, it is addition process, and as we have said already that addition, this is only the addition process in all arithmetic operations. That is, whether it is a subtraction, whether it is a multiplication, or it is a division. So when it is, you can say addition, obviously it is addition, but then it is subtraction, it is the addition with negative number, and when it is multiplication, it is, you know, the addition again for so many times, that is multiplicand is added for the number of times of the multiplier. We'll see the example. And then it is division. So obviously it is the, you know, the dividend is being divided by, you can say, by the divisor or the divider, you know, by it is being subtracted so many times, and subtraction we have already said that it is a division. So this is all division. Okay. So if we see 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, which is 8 basically positive, plus 1, 0, that is 1 is the sign, and 0, 0, 1, 1 is minus 3. Now if we take the you can say 1's complement, it comes out to 2's complement, it comes out to be 1, 1, 0, 1, and that is equal to 0 because it's positive. 8 minus 3 is 5. So 1, 0, 0, 0, and then it is 1, 1, 0, 1, and that will be equal to plus 0, 1, 0, 1, which is equal to 5. Now there is a carry generated from the MSB band that vanishes basically, and the result is correct. Similarly, now question 5 is we add minus 8 plus 3. Okay. So if you see, this is minus 8 is basically 1 is for minus, and 1, 0, 0, 0. Now if you see the 2's complement you take of minus 8, it will be the same, you can say, as that of the magnitude. So 1 is the sign, and then 1, 0, 0, 0, plus that is 3 zeros. First 0 is for the sign, 0, 0, 1, 1, and when you add them up, it will come out to be 1 for the negative sign, and 1, 0, 1, 1. Now we take the, you can say, 2's complement, and the 1's complement of 1, 0, 1, 1 is 0, 1, 0, 0, and plus we add 1, and that is equal to, first one is, you know, extreme on the left hand side is the sign bit, and then it comes out to be 0, 1, 0, 1, which is equal to minus 5. So again the result is correct. Similarly, if you see question 6, we add minus 8 and minus 3. Okay. So as we were saying previously, so minus 8 is 1, and 1, 0, 0, 0, plus then is the minus the 2's complement is also the same, and plus it is 1, and the 2's complement of minus 3, as we have already calculated, it is 1, 1, 0, 1, and if you add them up, it is equal to 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, and then that if you take the 2's complement, it is equal to basically 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, plus 1, and it is equal to 1. Now this ION is just, you know, I don't know how the computer has added it, but it is not there, you just ignore it. Okay, this is a sign bit, and then 1, 0, 1, 1, and if you calculate, this is equal to minus 11. So carry after addition is again ignored in this particular case. Next question 7 we come, and we say that convert minus 10.25 to the base 10 into binary and represented it as normalized floating point in sign modulus for both the mantissa and exponent using 10-6 format. So let's see that. Now if you see minus 10.25, it can be written as minus 1010.01, and that is equal to minus, now you try to take the you can say decimal point on the left hand side, that is you move it by 4 numbers. Okay, so it 4 positions, sorry. So it is 0.101001 into, now we have moved the decimal point, you know, or you can say the binary point in this case, on the left hand side by 4 positions, so multiply it 2 raised to the power 4. So since we have to write it in the 10^6 format, and the numbers which are available with us as far as the magnitude is concerned, the mantissa is concerned, they are 7 if you count, right? So what we do is that the sign -1 and then 1 0 1 0 0 1, this is our original number, and we add 3 on the right hand side, 0 0 0. You know, in the magnitude it will not make any difference, okay, because when you are taking the magnitude, you know, 0 0 0 will be 0 always, so it will not make any difference. Similarly, on the right hand side we have given the exponent, and it is 0.25, and the binary of 2.25 is basically 0 1. Okay, so since we have to represent it in the 10^6 format, so it has to be in the represent in the 6 format, so it is 0, and we add 0 0 0 on the left hand side, and then similarly 0 0 1 on the right hand side is already there because it is 4. So that is how we represent it in the 10^6 you can say floating point binary form. Now if you see, computers perform all arithmetic operations by addition, as we were already saying. It can invert any number with an electronic circuit known as inverter. It can shift the bits left to right or right to left or in circular form with the help of the shift register. Thus, it is only adder which is required to perform any arithmetic operation, as we said already, that is addition, subtraction, multiplication and division, etc. Let us take some example. Perform the operation 8 multiplied by 10 is equal to 80. So in binary form, 8 is equal to 1000, and in 1000, and then 10 is equal to 1010. So let's see. Now as we were saying, binary of 8 is 1000 and that of 10 is 1010. And if you see on the right hand side, we write the first product as such, that is 0 is being multiplied with 1000, okay, and then next you can say, as far as the multiplier is concerned, it is 1, so the second product will be 1000 because 1 is being multiplied with the 1 of the multiplier is being multiplied with 8, or you can say 100. But then we shift it on the left hand side, that we are familiar with, you can say, as far as the our normal decimal multiplication is concerned. In the third stage, we then multiply 0 with, you can say, 100, and it is again 00, and then of course we shift by 1 bit, and similarly the fourth bit of the multiplier is being multiplied with 1000, and we place it there, and we change the position, that is on the left hand side, by 1. Now if you add up all these 4, you will end up with 0 0 0 0 1 0 1, okay, and this, if you see, it will come out to be 64 plus 16, that is 80. So if you have seen that the computer has only made use of shift and add, otherwise and we have carried out the multiplication. So this is what is to be remembered. Next we come on to the 10th slide, and we see division, how we carry out the division. Subtrahend, now that is what is to be subtracted from the original number, is 2's complement, obviously because it is a negative sign, so it comes 2's complement, and two numbers are added as far as for multiplication, just like that is, you take the 2's complement of the subtrahend and then follow the procedure which we have already seen in the previous slide. If any number is negative, the result is 2's complement, and 1 is given as sign bit. So when any number is negative, then obviously the result will be in negative as far as the division is concerned, and then we carry out as that of the multiplication, but then in the sign bit we write down 1, and that is what the computer will do it. This is just to indicate to you how computer works. Okay, you don't have to do such tedious calculation. You should only concentrate on addition, normalization, 2's complement, floating point boundary, and you can say the hexadecimal, the manipulation of hexadecimal number, which we will see that you will take all you will need all this in the assembly language course, which after this you can say I am going to start. So thank you very much. This is, and if you have liked my video, then please subscribe my channel, share it, and you can say like it. Thank you very much.